Hello everyone, back after a long time shooting a video, and let's see what I bring to you all today. So, 2025 is all about developer tools, right? Like I'm building a tons of tools. I started with a queue, then moved to a file watcher service, then moved to some building some games, some services for myself, dot. Last weekend, I tried to build something that I needed for a very long time. Yeah, it's another developer tool. All projects are having the same pen, right? We all start with a cache, with an in-memory dictionary or a map. Then we just go on extending it. Then we heard the term something like a globally distributed databases like Redis, which we need mostly at the global instance so that we can coordinate. At least I do it in that way. There can be multiple approaches, but I use Redis in that way. But what's the case of a locally driven nodes or app where we need a systematic way of persistent data and we can just store it and retrieve it in a way we want? And here comes pycache. Okay, what is pycache? If I see it, if I say in one word, pycache is just a key value store with the power to extend itself. So let's see some code snippet. It's nothing more of a kind of a demo. You can just install it, and it did the readme is pretty beautiful. Okay, like the readme is pretty beautiful. You can just see. So what is just pycache? Pycache is a KV store. You can see it like you can just set the key and the values the way you want. But here comes a catch. Here comes a catch. It is async first, async and concurrent first key value store, and it supports TTL out of the box, and yeah, and it supports transactions as well. Currently, we support SQLite and in-memory store, but we are going to extend to MySQL storage backends as well, along with sharding. Okay, and why pycache? Because it's like what I can say. We can implement it in every project. Like we can just write some code wrappers around it. So let's see what happened when I tried to do this in one of my big project actually. Like I tried to build a shooter game, which was really a cache driven, or the cache was playing a pretty important role. You can see, right? I implemented a lot of cache and lot of cache. Probably the same logic everywhere, and I know I'm going to use it the same logic again in some other project. The same stuff. Why not just abstract it out, right? I will write it once and use it everywhere. And why to use pycache actually? Like if you let's see like what's happening and what's not happening. Basically, like if you say like we are providing a tons of data types, the mostly used ones that I myself use the most, and we actually don't needed any we don't needed any data types again first of all, but it's present for safety. Like a type of key should point to a value, like value of same type every time. A key can point a string one time, a integer one time, a set one time. A key, if it points to a data type, then the type should be always uniform. So the validators actually play a good role here to ensure that the things doesn't you doesn't mess up or I don't mess up, right? And the base part is the SQLite backend. Okay, it's SQLite. It's just a SQLite. But believe me, implementing SQLite with concurrent and async support is hell of a mess. Is hell of a mess. Believe me, because SQLite doesn't allow you to perform in an async environment of Python, or in more layman stuff, you have to do all the operation in a single thread. But modern web or modern application is IO driven, right? We need the async support. So yeah, tons of adapter driven code here. Like tons of things are happening here. If you can just take it out. It's pretty easy to use. Okay, just import it. Just in one shot, if I go and say just import it, use it. Am I using it myself? Yeah, I'm using it. I'm trying to I was trying to build a VS Code as a service architecture on one of my projects so that I can use VS Code on a cloud level. I can just spin it up, and a lot of ASGs were needed. Okay, ASGs with local KV instances. So I used pycache. Why not? You can see it like as multiple ports and multiple pools are open, and you can just use it. It's pretty easy to use and pretty uniform, right? I have maps, I have everything. It's just a KV store. And TTL support, yeah, we support TTLs as well. You can delete the keys with a TTL worker, or you can just ignore it. Let's go to here. You can see that we have the TTL here. We have the TTL. You can set the expiry and also the automatic TTL cleanup when your key expired. Why to keep your keys? Why to keep your keys in the cache if it not meant to stay after a certain period of time, right? For this, we are using a worker type of system, event-driven worker kind of system. We support batch operations as well. And wait, and strict schemas power up SQL, right? We can't use a single type of we can't use a multiple data type in a column. If it's a string, it's a string. It's not a numeric type, right? So we are solving this as well here. If you see it here, like it's a string, it's a map, and it's a list as well, right? You can check it here. And multiple types, right? We support multiple data types. And what if I want to extend the solution of my own? For example, I don't need this data type, I need some extra. A few days back, I made a Twitter tweet. What if we build a local indexing of our file system? And here comes the pycache. We can start using tables. We can start using the KV stores and the rows or the keys and values pretty easily here. How? Because it's adapter driven. If you see it here, all the things are adapter, right? Let me go here. Yeah, we can extend the SQLite, we can extend the pycache instance, we can extend the data types as well pretty easily. So we can build our own vector in memory store. And if you wanna wait a bit, yeah, I'm adding in memory vector store very closely because I need it for myself. And let me know like what's your opinion here, because I'm loving it. I'm already loving it a lot. I'm using it a lot. And to install it, you can just check it here. This command, pip install this, and yeah, that. Let me know how you feel, and will you use it or not. And it's pretty. If you want to contribute, and then this is a good place actually. For example, there are we provide around 2 to 3 utilities for building rate limiters, caching functions like the responses, so that your endpoints in the backend are rate limited and all those stuff. So let me know, will you use it or not? Till then, bye bye.